Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Is there any discussion? Any members of the wastewater committee have anything to say at this point?
Just a comment from me.
Yes.
I just wish to personally thank each and every member of the wastewater committee that's going to be dissolved this evening for their almost decade-long service to this particular committee in this community. It's a project that is long overdue. I now view it, if this is dissolved this evening, it's in the hands of this board and the boards to come to see this through fruition. And if it wasn't for the efforts of you that are here and those that couldn't be here that are part of this committee, we wouldn't be at the point we're at today. So I thank you.
Mr. Prisco.
I also would like to take my time to personally thank each and every one of you. I had the privilege about a couple of years ago to learn about what you were doing, and I learned a tremendous amount, and I have to say I was very impressed with the amount of detail and time each of you took over the 8 years. The town will reap a lot of benefits from your work, so I hope you don't walk away thinking that you didn't achieve what you set out to do, because I believe you did. I also want to thank Mr. Oh God, what was his name? From Weston and Sampson. I cannot remember his name, but he for explaining to me all these technical terms you guys use, because I'll tell you, I was in the military, and we use acronyms. I could understand them, but the technical terms you guys used is something that is, it's a science. So thank you. Please pass along my thank you to him.
Thank you, Michael. Steve?
Yeah, and again, I want to thank each and every person who has served on this advisory committee over the years. Another one of those thankless tasks with thousands of hours invested, and I mean that, thousands of hours invested by all of you here and those that aren't here right now this evening. And again, it's, and I know there were times when it was very frustrating for you, whether it be dealing with the issue itself, or the board, or town meeting.
Or the DEP.
Or the DEP, or whoever else stood in the way of progress here, but to your credit, you've stuck with it, and it's certainly appreciated, and the fruits of your labor are not lost, and we're much further ahead than we would have been without you being around, so it's greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.
If I may, I remember being at the middle school at the LGR room, and we presented the case for the wastewater program. And it didn't go over well. And I said, you know, this is a tough job. I mean, you guys had to put up with a lot while you were doing a lot for the community. And I think that eventually this wastewater system will come into play. It will happen. But it'll be fundamentally because of you. It will not happen. It will not have happened if it weren't for you. So even though it hasn't happened now, please take that with you and know that when it does come to fruition, it is because of you.
Yes, Warren.
Just a quick comment. I think there was a lot of knowledge gained by the people on this committee, and it would be very valuable to carry that forward. But I think the charge going
Warren,
forward.
can you come up to the podium? I'm sorry. Just for the people at home so they could hear you.
Thank you, Mike.
Just state your name so.
Yes, Warren Pierce, 19 Havel Street, from the wastewater committee. There was a lot of knowledge gained by the people who worked on this committee, and there was a lot of areas that we explored as far as the needs in the community as well. And I think those needs have been documented, and they're very important as we go forward, because you're going to have to do this in phases. But I think the real challenge going forward here is the education of the people in town about how this works and why we need it. And I think that's really, when as the Board of Selectmen carry this forward, they need to look at ways to educate the people and let them know why we need this and what the value of it is and how it's going to work. And I think that's going to be the largest part of the job from here going forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
I too want to thank everybody for their efforts, and I want to also assure everybody that the work that has been done, the majority of that work is not going to be wasted. We may go off in a little different direction in terms of how we treat our wastewater and how we dispose of it, but the areas in town that need it aren't going to change as a result of it. And as some of you are aware, we're going to be looking at dealing with our water situation at the same time. So I thank you, and at this point, Mr. Toro said he brought his,
Need to vote on the motion.
Yeah.
what?
Vote on
You
the
still have
motion.
to vote.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Mr. Prisco.
You already made
I
it.
already made it, when Steve already said, we just need a
Yes,
vote.
that's what happens. Well,
It's okay, it's understandable.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. I believe Mr. Mr. Torres was interested in taking a picture. How do we want to do this? Works for you,
Well,
Bob.
the ones who were here, you can present them with their certificates.
Right, and they can hold it.
All right. Maybe if the members of the wastewater committee come forward, maybe up front here? Are these the ones that are
Yeah,
here?
those are the ones that are here.
Okay.
Yes.
Bob, here you go, here's Steve.
Who's?
Steve.
And I think I got everyone else.
Yeah, I think you did.
How are you?
I was watching, I was looking, yeah, I did, yep.
They were once youthful.
I don't know where he's gonna land.
Yep. I got it right here.
Don't even sit down.
These are not any specific order. Steve,
I'll hold your stuff if you want.
thank you.
Have you been decommissioned?
Yeah, you're free, free at last.
No kidding. Town meeting, do it?
Been looking forward to this for a long time, right? They had to tear up your check.
I'm ashamed of you.
Gary, thank you. Denise. Okay. Let's go Mr. Warren. Mr. Jones, thank you. Brian.
Why don't you stand in the middle, you want to curse out the rest of them.
Steve, can you present Bob's his?
Actually, Sean, your vice chair, you should present Bob with his. There you go.
Move in a little closer to everybody, Warren. You want the shoulder to strap in. You can hold on. Yeah, you
I won't misconstrue it.
Thank you, everybody. And those that want to continue,
You have my vote, you have my vote.
applications at town clerk's.
I just want to make a brief comment.
Certainly.
I think 8 years of continuous service earned you that right.
Absolutely.
I want to thank the board for acknowledging all the members of the committee. We lost a few along the way, but for the most part, the work was carried on by a core group, and many of them are here tonight. I just encourage the Board of Selectmen to embrace this issue and get some zeal, and don't lose the momentum of the moment. I've been in town 24 years, and we've been talking about this issue all of that time and then some. And I think we don't want to lose momentum. We need to have wastewater treatment, and I think you need to, it's going to take a lot of work. We broke the ice perhaps, but I encourage the Board of Selectmen to find a path to make it happen, and the best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Gary,
Gary.
you should know, and the whole committee should know, in the process of the board creating a strategic plan, the wastewater is probably the #1 item.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Gentlemen.
You still have a
It's like
quorum.
herding cats.
Mr. Prisco?
Michael.
I was just giving my kisses goodbyes
To Mr. Jones?
Yep, absolutely. Don't be jealous.
We have the minutes of September 2nd, special meeting minutes. Mr. Prisco.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the September 2nd, 2010 special meeting minutes as written.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Any discussion?
Yes.
Mr. Delaney.
Now, someone can correct me, as I may be wrong, but I thought that we had continued the public hearing on items 1, 5, at least one, at least 5, yeah, at least item 5. I thought we continued that until.
That was Agatha Way?
Agatha Way and
Yeah, which
McIntyre,
we had tonight.
right? And both McIntyre Crossing
And
subdivision.
we closed
I
those
see
at,
Agatha Way here.
at our
October town meeting.
October town meeting.
Right, I'm just saying the wording of this is
Oh, I see what you're saying.
just move to accept it.
Yeah,
With a
well,
motion
the
and a
word
second.
was intention, so, maybe.
Wasn't the motion to continue the public hearing? Shouldn't that be the wording of it?
For September-
Versus, I move to accept? Wasn't it the motion to continue?
I think part of what was recommended to us is that we had to vote the intent in order to bring it to town meeting, and then we
Right.
continued the public hearing. So
Right.
we had to vote the intention to sign
Okay, all right,
in order to.
That's right.
That's
we
my
had to-
understanding.
okay.
That's why the word intention.
Anything else?
No?
Okay. On the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? That was September 2nd. You were talking about September 27th, by the way.
Oh, was I talking about the wrong?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, we have regular minutes, regular session minutes of September 27th. Mr. Prisco.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the September 27th, 2010 regular meeting minutes as written.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? Correspondence, yellow sheets. Have anything on there? In the chairman's folder, there are copies of anything. If you want a quick look, if you want a copy, send it down to our clerk secretary. Anyone here for public comment? Special legislation, charter changes, petition to general clerk. Staff. I think you can talk best about this.
Well, this just carries through the vote of town meeting for the Board of Selectmen that they authorize this board to go forward and petition the legislature for this special act in order to change the dates of the April town meeting or the annual town meeting to June, as you gentlemen had indicated. So this vote is just to now carry through and petition the legislature in accordance with town meeting's wishes.
Oh, okay, I was under the impression that once we voted to put it on town meeting, then that they were the body, but I guess it comes back to us.
It does, as you see from the article, it just says to see if the town will vote to authorize the Board of Selectmen, so the authority, now is in your hands. Town
Okay.
meeting has so authorized you, and it is your move now.
Mr. Prisco.
Mr. Chairman, I move to petition the general court for a special act as voted under Article 10 of the October 4th, 2010 town meeting.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Do we have any discussion? Hopefully not. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? We have livery license. We have Shane Jalbert. Are you present? That's you, Mr. Jalbert? Step to the podium.
We have to give him his alcohol test now, right? Just kidding. We have